All right, Hawk. Let's hunt him down.
You made this?
Damn right. My name is Lance Cpl Malik Pugh, 2831, satellite repair, United States Marine Corps. I fix satellites, not satellites in space, the ones we use to communicate with the ones in space. So the ones we're gonna have on the ground with our troops. If that goes down, I'm gonna be the guy to fix it.
Watch, take your finger out.
Before the Marine Corps, I was gonna try to go to college to be an electrician. After trying that for about a semester, it wasn't the right place. Once I realized that I didn't like the atmosphere that I was getting in college, I decided to go ahead and walk into the office. And I didn't even walk into the Marine Corps office first. I walked into the Air Force, but the Marines still managed to get me. They just had a better atmosphere in there, and I felt like that was a place for me when I got in there. So. This is our VSAT Large. Essentially what we got going on, we're gonna use this to keep our communications. She's one of our workhorses, and when they try to mess with my workhorse, I gotta get her back together. So every now and then, sometimes either operator error or, you know, they're just getting kind of old. So we got to put in a little bit of extra work, and it's my job to jump inside and get it done. Sometimes, you know, this fitting's loose or we got just one of our components is messed up, and I got to be able to identify which one it is. So one of the things that I really like about this job is simply that it lets me keep fixing things. Because my biggest thing is I want to be able to hone my craft and be able to do amazing things. And the only way to do that is to keep fixing things and working on gear. There's so many skills that I've learned here that I wouldn't be able to get anywhere else. When I do my work, that's showing you a part of myself. So I got to put everything I can into it to execute the best and give you my best. That's just how I feel about it. I grew up on an Air Force base because my dad was in the military. With that, you move around a lot, and it's kind of hard to make friends sometimes because everybody's always leaving no matter what you do. I only went to high school for 2 years. I was homeschooled for a portion of it. I didn't really get the chance to develop some of the social skills that a lot of kids get when they're in school, so that made things a little difficult for me. It was nice to see different walks of life all the time because you meet a lot of people doing that, but once again, those people never stay, so it was kind of lonely doing that. When I was young, I saw a movie called Short Circuit, and it was about a robot, and because it got struck by lightning, it became sentient, and it learned how to be a human or a human-like entity through the people around it, which is something I struggled with at the time, and I really connected to that, and I feel like they gave a lot of drive to me wanting to build some sort of robotic companion or like a device like that. My first idea was, hey, my older brother's got this little like robot rover toy thing. I'm gonna go take it apart and make it better. So he wasn't home, I grabbed it, got a screwdriver, some pliers, and just started ripping into it. It felt so hard, but that was my first like taste, finding random like devices with motors in the house and taking them apart. And then eventually I realized I couldn't really do it with those parts, so I had to buy things, but I'm a kid, I don't really have that much money, so I just kind of saved my lunch money, didn't eat lunch, and then ordered things offline and eventually like put something together. So this is my board. It took me about 7 months to get it together. I have a lot of just like prototypes and whatnot, and this is the one I fall on for now. And its original intent, I just really wanted to get around Okinawa and have nothing in my way when it came to seeing what it had to offer. I've got this crazy idea that maybe in one charge, I can make it to Kadena Air Base. So here in Okinawa, Kadena is an Air Force base roughly about 8.5 miles away from Camp Kinser. The trip to Kadena is about 17 miles. You know, as long as I don't have any mishaps, I don't get hungry, then round trip should be about 3 hours. I'm probably gonna need bigger batteries, bigger tires, and a little bit of luck. So for stability reasons, because we're kind of going for consistency, it's gonna make things a little smoother. I'm gonna use this set of trucks just because they have better stability. Set them up. All this does is tells my wheels how fast to go. This battery should approximately be around 42 volts juice, which should be plenty to get the job done. So, battery's installed, wired up, pretty much good to go. Now all that's left for right now is to fasten it up. All right, easy day. That's a working board, ready to go to Kadena. Yeah, so the goal here is I want to test its capabilities and how far can I really go, because if I'm gonna explore, I want to go far distances. So right now I'm based out of Kinser and I want to be able to get all the way to Kadena Air Base. Let's hit it. You never know where it's gonna hit, but it feels like, I call it like a flow. Like you get in there and it's just you and the board carving from left to right, and you kind of forget about your surroundings and you're just feeling the lines. And a line is essentially just like the pathways you're gonna take and the different ways you can traverse your environment on that board. That's a feeling that's almost hard to explain. Can I get the 2 garlic chicken?
Still got it.
I got a little hungry. I said I wouldn't, but I did. Arigato. So I just got some garlic chicken. Matter of fact, looks pretty good. So, you know, a little pit stop before we get back going. So if I think about the impact that, you know, working with these electronics, how it's changed my approach to things. When I wouldn't want to take the step and try to reach out to people and talk to people, it made people want to reach out to me. Originally, I looked at the gear for companionship, but after really getting to show other people what I could do, I started finding the companionship I was really looking for, if that made sense. Especially in the U.S., there's a lot of fear around technology. It's only because people don't understand it. When I'm out riding my board, I literally forget about my day-to-day life and anything that's going on, and everything just fades away and becomes this bliss. If there was like a way for people to better interact with technology so they're not as always terrified of what it can do, if they know more about it, they're less likely to be terrified and they understand the situation and we can utilize it a lot better.
We made it, man. How do you feel?
When you really start picking up speed going down a hill and you feel the wind hitting your face, it's just zipping in and out of like different obstacles. It's just exhilarating. You feel like you're on the edge of precision sometimes. Don't do that. Oh, the brake stops! Well, we're at the end of the road anyway. When I think about like practical application for some of the things that I build now, like I'll take the humanoid, for instance, and I'll think about my situation where I was moving around a lot and I really couldn't stick. With military kids that move around a lot, a piece of technology like that could be useful. Or even in the case of autistic kids where they have a hard time adjusting to certain social constructs. So having this toy-like item that also interacts with them, it can help them learn and kind of teach them things, that'd be a fantastic application. And I would love to have things that I make just help bridge gaps for people.